friend, welcome to Chrysalis Chats. My name is Tanya and I help people transform their diets and lifestyles to be plant-based. I'm so excited to be here with you today in the sunshine. This week's theme is Vegan 101 Hacks. We are talking about the most powerful hacks that I can provide you as a transitioning vegan or somebody new to veganism, and I am so excited to share with you today's hack, which is about going organic with your produce and with your food in general. So the number one thing that people ask me when they're talking about going organic is, but Tanya, is it really so different? Is it really so different than all these other foods out there? What does organic really mean for me anyway? And I'm here to tell you, friend, that is a totally great question. It's totally authentic question, and I'm glad that you're thinking about it. So when you go to an organic diet, especially thinking about going vegan with an organic diet, you're actually decreasing a lot of pesticides from entering your body. And there's all sorts of pesticides out there, but the thing that I want to make sure that you know as somebody, just to offer you the value of this in your journey who's transitioning to a vegan diet, is that when you purchase organic produce, not only are you avoiding getting the pesticides, which are totally toxic to us, in your system, you're actually increasing the likelihood that the produce you're eating is healthier and has more nutrients in it. Now, this is a blanket statement, and there are different levels of organic. There's such a thing as industrial organic, which is like a really massive farm that's using a lot of equipment and machinery to just kind of make it more of a technological approach to growing their food, versus a small organic farm that's usually taking a lot more time to just invest, the proper growing methods and really respond to the plant's needs with more holistic, natural solutions, okay? But with that said, organic produce, generally speaking, is higher in nutrients because the farmers are not killing their soil with a lot of pesticides. And what are you talking about, Tanya, when you say this? Well, friend, what I'm talking about is that soil's actually alive. And if you look at it under a microscope, you can see that there's living organisms in soil. In addition to the worms and stuff that you can see, there's like really beneficial bacteria that's important when plants are absorbing nutrients out of the soil. And if you kill that with a lot of artificial synthetic additives like pesticides and really intense fertilizers, you're actually removing all that value from your food. So I'm here today to encourage you as a new vegan to just incorporate more organic produce specifically into your diet. That's really what I would recommend to you, because in my previous video I was talking about fresh food and just raw kind of vegetables and just making sure that you're eating your vegetables in general as a vegan, which is so important. But if you can incorporate the uncooked, raw, or slightly sauteed organic produce into your diet, you are winning plus. You're like at the top of it, because with that organic diet, you're bringing in more nutrients into your diet and you're supporting the earth as well in that process, because the farmers' fields are going to be more productive in the end after all. So that's just one thing to consider. Now let's go back to this pesticide point, because a lot of people, like I say, when they ask me about it, they're like, what's the difference anyway? What's the real value that I'm going to be bringing to myself by spending a little extra money on an organic diet? So with pesticides, there's a lot of research that has shown this in terms of the long-term damage of pesticides, but unfortunately not a lot of it has come out at a very public level due to how, just the general knowledge that could be perceived as threatening to the existing food system is kind of suppressed in the mainstream media, generally speaking. However, more and more it is coming out, because we are all awakening as a planet to the fact that a plant-based diet, among other things, are really the way to go. And for that, we can celebrate and be really excited, right? But with that said, what is a pesticide? Well, a pesticide, a lot of times, is a watered down neurotoxin. Whoa! What is a neurotoxin though? In case you don't know, neuro means brain, toxin means toxic. So neurotoxin is something that is toxic to your brain and your neurons and your nerves, your nervous system as well. So if you're actually ingesting a watered down neurotoxin that would kill an insect, what do you think that's doing to you? Even if it's a trace amount, there's all these different studies also on the other side, on the flip side of that say, oh, that's safe, don't worry about it, like you're totally fine, it's a small amount, it's not a big deal. However, it's my opinion and my understanding because of my lived experience and because of what my body has told me in response to what I'm eating, and also because of my years. I've been farming and growing food for pretty much my whole life, but really focused in on it the last like 7 years. What I've learned about all this is that when you ingest pesticides, even if it is just a little amount, it's consistent, right? It's bioaccumulation in your body. If you're eating it every day because you're eating a majority of conventionally grown produce or food, you're eating it every day, right? And it might be a small amount, but it's building up in your system. Now, friend, don't be concerned if you're in a place in life where you're not able to get organic produce right now or organic food in general right now. Don't be concerned. Don't feel like you're helpless, because you're not. It's really important. The first thing is really important to go to plant-based diet. So by going there, you're already eliminating a ton of toxins from your diet. You are on the right path and you're doing the right thing for your body, and it's going to be a huge difference. So don't feel discouraged if you can't go organic right now. But for those of us watching this, if you can go organic, or even if you can just make a little baby step toward it, maybe it's like 1 product or 2 of your veggies every market trip, you're gonna get organic. That can make a huge difference. Even if it's just a couple things every week where you're like, you know what, the organic version is only 30 cents more this week, I'm gonna go for it, okay? Whereas maybe it's a couple bucks more and you don't wanna go for it, or you're not able to go for it right now, that's cool. But make the transition where you can. Make that transformation as you can. That's why this channel is named Chrysalis Chats, because in a chrysalis, a butterfly literally goes through apoptosis, where the caterpillar kills off cells of its previous self, and it welcomes in a new construction, which turns it into a butterfly, right? So it's all about transformation. It's a progression, in other words. And you are somebody, if you're transitioning to a plant-based diet, you're in a progression, you're in a transformation. And look at the wind coming behind me with the tree. It's like spirit saying, yes, that is the case. But point being, I really do feel like if you're just taking these baby steps, y'all, and I know it from myself, like I've been in your shoes, I've been in that person's shoes who's just going through step-by-step improvements. It's not dramatic, it's not all at once, it's not a complete 180 or whatever. It's actually you just taking steps day by day, week by week, year by year, to make your diet even cleaner and more plant-based, okay? But with that said, an organic label is a really good thing to look for, especially on your produce, because you want to get the highest quality produce. That's what it really comes down to. If you're plant-based, you're eating 100% plants, it's just good to look out for the quality of your food, because if you're eating a healthy vegetable that was raised in an environment with everything it needed to grow in a really good way, in a really healthy way, to be the best squash that it could be, right? Look at that. It's so beautiful and golden, right? If you're eating that, it's going to be reflected in your being, in your existence, in your emotions, in your feeling of life, in your relationships with other people in your life, in your response to stresses in your environment. It's going to influence all of that. So going organic, generally speaking, you're getting better quality produce. Try to get small farmer organic, not industrial organic that's wrapped up in a bunch of plastic that's been sitting on the shelf for 3 weeks, because freshness is also an important factor to consider when thinking about your produce. But with that said, friends, I think that's pretty much the main tip out of this video that I wanted to get across to you. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you're new to my channel, again, welcome. Go ahead and make sure that if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it. And put a comment down below, engage with us, let us know. I want to know, what are you going through right now in your journey? How have you been feeling? How new to veganism are you? Are you somebody who's brand new and you're just now transitioning, and you have all these different motivations that are just coming to your mind as to why you want to turn vegan? Are you somebody who's been doing this for years and years, and you want to share some words of advice that you can share with the rest of us? That's awesome. Whatever it is, just put a comment down below. Specifically, I want to know how your experience with organic produce has been. What's your connection with that? What's your understanding of that? I would love to hear more, okay? So with that said, whether you're a little caterpillar and you're just starting off and you're like, where am I going? What am I doing? I need to grow into a butterfly, or you're a full-fledged butterfly already whipping up recipes in the kitchen like it's nothing. I just want to say congratulations, and you're awesome. I appreciate you, because as somebody transitioning to a vegan diet, you're changing the world based on what's on your plate. And for that, my friends, you are a beautiful butterfly. Have a blessed day. I will talk with you soon.